we are gonna wait because it's 5:30 a.m. How about 8:30? Does 8:30 constitute a good time for a military person to be awake? It is. He's here. Lovely view. Not too corrupted by the lack of long-distance rendering that my mods somehow add. Hello. So, should we sit down? No, it's not a sitting down sort of situation. It's, Chief.
Back west, you don't see too many of these. Lakes, I mean. Natural or man-made. Any kind, really. We neglected the dams or pumped all the water out a long time ago. Owens, Isabella, the San Luis. Drained the aquifers of everything they had. Just a lot of mud and dust now. It's a different feeling watching the sun come up over the water. Takes some getting used to. But if you're here long enough, it starts to seem normal. That's what a ranger's life is now, looking east. You must be the courier folks have been talking about. Word on the radio is that someone wronged you back in Good Springs. The Mojave has a way of burning decent people up. But it sounds like you've done right by the NCR. It's appreciated. Now what can I do for you?
Do you ever stop talking? I will ask you that, but I'll save the game first. Tell me about yourself.
Folks around here call me the Chief, but Hanlon's just fine. The Rangers run themselves pretty well. But I try to lend a hand. Mostly administrative work, helping coordinate intel on the radio. That and keeping an eye on the fires growing across the water.
Fires?
Legion fires. They burn high wherever the Legion goes. Caesar's a hard man to figure out, but he always wants you to know when more troops are at your front door.
Let's talk about something else.
Shoot.
What do you know about Caesar?
The best of the best, worst of the worst. He came out of NCR, one of the followers of the apocalypse. Like a lot of the followers, he went out in the wilderness with a partner to try to help those who needed helping. Not much different from how the Rangers used to be. Except with books and medicine instead of guns.
Really? Where did he go?
Out to the Grand Canyon. He met a missionary from Utah, a man by the name of Joshua Graham. Graham helped translate for the followers and the tribes. All three of them got nabbed by the Blackfoots down there, back when they were still at war with every other tribe in the Southwest.
And of course we know that story from a first-person storytelling perspective. We talked to a Blackfoot back in Caesar's camp. How did a follower wind up becoming Caesar?
Somewhere along the way, he realized he needed to educate the Blackfoots or they were going to get wiped out with the rest of the tribe. Showed them how to use guns, how to make explosives. Once he taught the Blackfoots a thing or two, they needed him. And he no longer needed the followers, NCR, or anyone else. He decided he could remake the tribes of the Southwest whether they wanted it or not. He became Caesar, and Joshua Graham became his legate, his right hand. And that's where Graham stayed until Hoover Dam.
That is a very different take from Caesar's telling of why he... It's very weird because I think... I don't know if we know what canonically happened, if he had intentions of turning the Blackfoots into basically an all-conquering machine, because effectively that's what he did. But what he told us about the Blackfoots and their process of becoming better at warfare, he started the conversation, Caesar did when we talked to him about this. He started the conversation already being like, it's pointless trying to learn the languages of your inferiors and they're all scrubs and you hate them. So he was already starting the conversation from that standpoint. And when he gets to the Blackfoot, or to the Blackfoots, he's just like, and I basically taught him how to fight properly and I conquered everybody else. He doesn't really try to justify it like Chief Hanlon over here is trying to justify it. Chief Hanlon sounds almost defensive of Caesar. He started off saying he's the best of the best and the worst of the worst, which I disagree on many counts. But the best of the best, starting it out, like, he's playing defense for Caesar, which is really special in terms of from a writing perspective, because this guy is the chief of the probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, no, not the biggest, because Camp McCarran is bigger, but this is the second biggest camp of the NCR in the game. But more importantly, and like, this needs to be understood, is that Caesar would be acting sort of out of character if he himself was defensive about why he turned the Blackfoots into an all-conquering killing machine. Because what happens in real life, and what makes sense to happen to people, is that they sort of retroactively change the reasons why they do things, not just to them, particularly when they're explaining it to somebody who is their friend or to somebody who's their ally. In the case of Caesar, that was the case. Caesar was explaining to us why he conquered the Blackfoots, but also to themselves, because we retroactively assign justifications for our actions if we learn to come to terms with our actions, especially in life-changing actions like his action of turning the Blackfoots into an all-conquering killing machine. What happened to Graham after Hoover Dam?
Losing the dam was the worst defeat the Legion ever suffered. Graham had been with Caesar since the beginning, but he had to set an example. The Praetorians covered Graham in pitch, lit him on fire, and down into the Grand Canyon he went.
So I was right. He is the Burned Man. And it is weird that Caesar doesn't like to talk about the Burned Man, but does talk about Joshua Graham. Especially when you consider that the first time we heard of the Burned Men, people told us specifically that Caesar doesn't want to hear that name, or that his name, like, they called him the Burned Men because Caesar didn't want to hear his name. So I think that might be like a plot hole, maybe, that Caesar talks about Joshua Graham, or that I just misunderstood things. It is possible that it's just a plot hole. So that was the end of Graham.
It's not that clear-cut. You have to understand, Graham was the toughest son of a gun anyone around these parts had ever seen. Before Hoover, we had 5 kill reports on Graham from Rangers and 1st Recon sharpshooters who tried to take him out. Some folks think he's still alive. Call him the Burned Man.
Yep. Are the Blackfoots part of the Legion?
Yes and no. The Blackfoots don't exist anymore. Just like any other tribe that gets swallowed by the Legion. Caesar takes the tribal out of the tribe. Scrapes and burns off tattoos, breaks up families, forces mixed breeding so all the old loyalties die away. The only tribe in the Legion is the Legion. Caesar is the chief, father, and god, all rolled into one.
Let's talk about something else.
Shoot.
How is the NCR doing?
Mojave Outpost sent word through the stations. The Rangers coming up from Baja moved through Dayglow a week ago. Some of the patrol rangers have reported that Oliver's power armor heavy troopers are starting to reinforce the front lines. I wish they got here a bit earlier, but that's a Senate for you.
What do the new Rangers, or what do they mean for the NCR?
The Baja Rangers can do more advanced night scouting and sharpshooting to assist the troopers. Ranger combat helmets are old pre-war gear. They have built-in low-light optics. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think we saw some schematics about that. Tell me about the heavy troopers.
They have the best equipment the NCR can get its hands on. Power armor salvaged from our war with the Brotherhood. Techs strip out the joint servos so you don't need special training to wear it. It feels like you're carrying a Brahmin on your back, but it can take a heck of a lot of punishment.
Yeah, I installed the Josh Sawyer mod, and so I don't need training to use it either. It's a very important aspect of Actually, I don't know. It is a very important aspect of the armor in this game, but I am trying to think. In Fallout 1 and 2, you don't need training to use the power armor. You need to power the armor. Well, specifically in Fallout 1, you don't get the power armor until you finish like a pretty involved quest, actually. A pretty awesome quest. I always enjoy that one. There's a couple of ways that you can do it differently as well. And it's just a very just talk to people sort of quest. But you just basically get a power armor. Or two, if you're very smart and good. They fix it. They fix it for you. Because the Brotherhood is portrayed in Fallout 1 as they are going to throw a power armor away. Actually, it's not quite like that. They're going to destroy it for scrap. But they're going to, decommission a power armor because of some, like, minor thing that the thing has that doesn't impede it from working. So you, as an outsider, just come up and, oh, you don't want that? Okay, maybe I can have it. If you just, like, it's such a tiny thing that it doesn't matter. And, yeah, the Brotherhood is portrayed like that in Fallout 1, which I always felt was really cool, because they're very much the remnants of the past. They're the only anchor to the past that Fallout has. It's just, it's tricky, because that style of past doesn't exist in Bethesda's Fallout. Even Fallout New Vegas can't really put that back in. You look at the Brotherhood of Steel, and in Fallout 3, and certainly in Fallout New Vegas, and everything is grimy. Everything is dirty. But in Fallout 1, it's like everything is shiny and beautiful and pretty. And it is really made to be that anchor of the past. But, yeah. Let's talk about something else.
Shoot.
What's the Legion been up to?
Word is that the Legion's old-timers have shown up. Caesar's veterans from the Red Oaky Centuria and what was the Painted Rock tribe. They're the best of the best and the baddest of the bad. Short of a Centurion or Praetorian, they don't come any tougher. You come across a pack of them, weigh your options carefully.
Or punch them properly in the face. What makes the veteran so tough?
Take a regular legionary and age him 10 years. Whatever they lose to age, they make up for with experience. Life expectancy isn't long in the Legion. You live 10 years in Caesar's army, you're a force to be reckoned with.
Tell me about the Centurions.
There's no real equivalent to them in the NCR. Centurions are battle-born elite officers who earn their rank with blood and sweat. They wear special outfits, too, pieced together from the armor of all their defeated enemies. Good commanders, tough opponents.
Who are the Praetorians?
Caesar's elite guard. They travel with him wherever he goes. A bit of insurance in case any of his guests get funny ideas. They aren't the toughest legionaries, but they're the most devoted to Caesar. They believe in everything the Legion stands for.
Let's talk about something else.
Shoot.
Tell me about the Rangers.
I could tell you a lot if you had the time, but at my age, I'm not sure which of us would get tired first. What do you want to know?
Have any good stories to tell?
Suppose it depends on what you think's good. Most folks want to hear about Hoover Dam and Boulder City, but it's a long story. If you want some tall tales about hunting down slavers or busting up gangs, talk to one of the younger Rangers.
There must be something good the Rangers have done that you're proud of.
It's kind of a long one, but all right. About 25 years ago, a group of NCR settlers pushed way south into Baja. I guess it doesn't seem so far now if you look at a map, but back then they were out of ways. They built this little shanty town around a well in the middle of nowhere. Called it Rattletail. Word got back to one of our stations that raiders had been attacking the place. I went out with 6 Rangers. We must have been on the trail for a week before we got to Rattletail. We lost one woman to night stalkers and another almost died of dehydration. When we reached the place, it's 6 shacks set up around an old well. There's over 24 bodies lying in the dunes way outside of town, and 5 men with .308 rifles crouched behind sandbags. And these bodies, these people out in the sand, they aren't raiders, aren't even heavily armed. They're just people who were trying to get to the only well in 50 miles. I didn't have to talk to the men to see that they did not care one bit. They had planted an NCR flag over the well, and they would not budge until every last one of them was laid out dead and cold. So I walked up and told them there was a group of raiders coming, 100 strong. I made up some cockamamie name for them and everything. The men looked at each other, looked at us, and asked me what we were going to do about it. I told them we would take them back into NCR territory because we'd already lost 10 Rangers on the way out. 10 Rangers, 5 men with 308 rifles. Well, that was enough for them. They packed up what they could and we took them back north. Last I heard, they settled somewhere in Anza Borrego. Raised bighorners. Had some tough times, but it worked out okay for them. So there you go. That's my one bit of good.
So what happened at Hoover Dam and Boulder City?
In big battles, Caesar deploys his legionaries in waves. Recruits up front, prime soldiers behind the recruits, old guard bringing up the rear. Opponents wear themselves out dealing with the first 2 waves, if they survive that long. When the veterans step up, there's not much fight left. Caesar can adapt, though, and when required, he can run any mix of legionaries as skirmishers and still retain order in the ranks. Joshua Graham, Caesar's old legate, he wasn't so flexible. When the Legion attacked Hoover Dam, General Oliver ordered his troopers back to the middle ground just after first contact. Graham pushed all of the legionaries onto the dam, filling the east side with recruits up front and veterans in the back, by the book. But once they were in, they were stuck there. Oliver's troopers were entrenched and wouldn't give a foot. That's when we ordered the Rangers and the 1st Recon sharpshooters to start picking off veteran Legion officers from a high ridge west of the dam. That only lasted about a minute before Graham ordered the back ranks to push through to the front and rush the ridge. Caused total chaos among the younger legionaries. Oliver's troopers fell back to the side walkways and stayed out of the veterans' way. By the time the veterans got to the ridge, we were already in Boulder City. They followed us down there, but we were out before they realized what was happening. We had packed the old city with C4 and dynamite. Crude, but it did the job. Those who didn't die in the blast were in no position to mount a defense. The ones left on the dam didn't know what to do. The troopers routed them. Graham pulled the remaining legionaries back, but the battle was over. He went south, back to the Grand Canyon, back to Caesar. And that was the last we saw or heard from Joshua Graham.
Okay, shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah, goodbye.
Adios.
We could go and deal with Joshua Graham pretty soon. If you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a whole DLC about it. They didn't even make it very... Like, all the advertising is all about that. It's a little bit spoilery, but it's not, you know, it's not too spoilery. Chief.
You've come back to see the chief. Nice of you to humor the radio tender. What can I do for you?
No, I was just thinking that maybe you'd have anything new. Adios.
Adios.
Let's get out of here then. Actually, I didn't need to come back inside. We have places to go then. We are still doing the mission for the radio communications. Actually, return to center. Why did it get unmarked? Oh, because I selected the other quest. We don't have any over here. We do... Oh, look! Places on the other side of the river. Let's get out. Let's get out of here and... Or out here, rather. And see if we have anything. So, northeast is that a ways. And we don't really have any markers that we haven't visited around here. So, we could just follow the lake. And... There's some enemies over there, but that's... Oh, it's cazadors. Oh, man. Look at the wall. There's no wall. Cazadors will fly over. Seriously, you have a wall for cazadors? That doesn't work. But either way, we are... What is that up there? Whoa, that's... Oh. Okay, this guy was red. And it's red because... For some reason... I don't know why. Was I zooming in with my guns out? With my guns. With my fists out. Because I have a thing that... well, it's boon. When I zoom in, it highlights enemies. I think I know what this is. That place was full of death scorpions. Wait. That wasn't death scorpions. It was death claws. It's a different kind of death. But no, it's the actual kind of death. Yeah, we've been here. There's some more death up ahead as well. There it is. Didn't mean to do that. Can you not fly up here? Oh, to have a gun to shoot you down. Oh. I need to be very careful there. Ooh, look at the eggs. Stop it! Stop it! You awful, awful creature. My god. Fortunately, I got plenty of anti-venom, but... Oh my god. Okay, my arm. And plenty of doctor's bag. Whew. Let's go. Whee! We can't even do anything there. Just two of them being super mean. Got a little bit of a shack. And some enemies, but... nope. It is... Well, can it be all yours? Yes. And this is the counterfeiting shack. Oh, no. Oh, no. You broke its wings? That's an animation that they have? Also, I see you? Oh, my God. I didn't realize they had that animation. That is the worst thing. Okay, what exactly are we talking about here? Counterfeiting shack. Because this isn't... I wonder if this has to do with the quest for the Crimson Caravan. Because we killed all the Crimson Caravan. And I have also rambled thoroughly about the production and all the things about caps and whatnot. There's a radio somewhere in here. There is a radio. It's outside. What? No, wait. Mojave Wasteland. Cellar. It's not outside. It's in the cellar. No, stop. Stop. Shh. Counterfeit bottle caps. The paint sucks or something. Wow. Oh, there's a normal bottle cap. Sunset sarsaparilla thingy. The special quest ones. And they have Nuka-Cola in here? And Sunset sarsaparilla? I'll take all the Nuka-Cola. How do they... They're opening it... They're opening the bottles... They're opening the bottles, and are they throwing a... They're not drinking it, right? They have vending machines over here as well. Wow. With actual Sunset sarsaparilla in it, which is a Nuka-Cola for sure, but... What? Well, I'll drink the Sunset sarsaparilla, but... I'm not really sure what kind of operation they were running over here. I say they, but, like, it's kind of interesting that our character would be able to tell that it's, you know, before we get in here, that it's a Sunset sarsaparilla, or rather, bottle cap factory sort of situation. Oh. Tales of a Junktown jerky vendor. Nice. This one wasn't as hidden as the other ones. As the other books. Everything is so hidden. And it's a bed. It's a ruined sofa. Very important. The ruined part. And more Sunset Sarsaparilla. I'll drink it, but I think we're done here, gents. Well, yeah. We're done. Unless there's some secret that I didn't see. Which would be definitely cool, like a hidden passage or something. It might have been just a place for us to find that book in. So, train tracks. These are the train tracks that cross the northern Wasteland, north of New Vegas. This is really cool. This is a really cool place. Oh, also that is less cool. Do I want to kill them? Oh, I know what those are. No, I don't. I think I killed them already. Those are the ones next to the lake that we killed before and got killed by in the past. Wait. What's that? Nothing. Thought there was somebody on the road. But that is not the case. So where are we going? We could just follow east from here. Yeah, let's follow the road. We might get attacked by the cazadors, but that's going to be a risk we're going to have to take. It's a beautiful day in the post-apocalypse wasteland. Is this one of the camps? I don't think so. It's a very curious place. Is it? Oh, it's an extension of that thing where I put the boat, where I put the the airplane. Bitter Springs Recreation Area. Wait. Oh, this is Bitter Springs. Of course. This is where Boone wants to go. Colville Bay. Lake Mead. And we got some flags. I'm not sure what those are. Dockside Shore Power. Sales and service. Courtesy car. Fuel, bait, and tackle. You got a courtesy car? Man. And of course we've been down here, as I said before. We came from there. And there was a bunch of cazadors being really bad. For me and my health. Got a little shack over here. For the recreations office. Okay, I'll just climb on top of this thing. You guys take care of that, if you don't mind. Cash register. Pencil. Didn't mean to get the pencil. Another cash register. That one is empty. Poseidon Energy. Some bottle caps, including Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps. It's quite a mouthful. And some water. Not that I need it, because I just drank a bunch of Sunset Sarsaparilla. Stop it! Now I have a bit of a thing on my upper right corner of the screen. Tumblers Today. That is a book. Which might mean... You're already full of... That's a good thing. Because I misclicked there. That might mean that I now... Oh, I'm at 88. Oh. I thought I was at 98. And we got a safe. And there it is. Some pre-war money. And bottle caps. Pre-war money weighs us down. Bottle caps don't. And we actually don't have much here. Much else, anyway. Sunset Sarsaparilla. I'll pass, thank you.